Hi everyone, I'm Miss Karen at Adams Memorial Library. Thank you so much for joining me for November's Bake a Tale. The Bake a Tale is the program where we talk about recipes and some books that are connected with the recipes and a craft that's connected with both of them. And this month we're going to be doing pumpkin muffins. And there's actually two different kinds of pumpkin muffins here. They're pretty similar, but I'll tell you about the recipes. And I'll tell you, one of the recipes was called Enchanted Pumpkin Muffins, and the other one was from this cookbook called Fairy's Cookbook, and they were not called pumpkin muffins. They were not even called Enchanted Pumpkin Muffins. They were called, let me get this right, Fairy Godmother Pumpkin Puffs. Well, that inspired me to do carriages like Cinderella. So that's what the crafts are going to be this time. Different pumpkins that'll be turned into carriages. But if you want, you can just decorate plain pumpkins too and use it as a Thanksgiving decoration, Thanksgiving craft. But the stories that I have this time are also Cinderella stories. And remember, you can pick up the kit at the library. You can come down to the children's room and pick up a kit that's going to have the recipes in and some of the materials that you'll need to make the crafts. Or you can always call us and reserve kits through by phoning us and picking them up through curbside service. So you can do them that way too. So either way, I hope you will enjoy these pumpkin muffins and the books too, the Cinderella stories. This first one is called James Marshall's Cinderella. And I don't know if you know James Marshall, but James Marshall was an illustrator who's very funny and funny pictures. He did some fairy tale versions of stories, and he did a Night Before Christmas story, and he had a series with two hippos named George and Martha, and they are all a lot of fun. But this one is called James Marshall's Cinderella, and it was retold by Barbara Curlin, and the pictures are by James Marshall. And you probably know the story of Cinderella already, the young lady who had to do all the work in the house for her stepmother and her stepsisters. She had to wear old clothes. She had to sleep in the cinders when the fire died down in the fireplace, so she was dirty. They called her Cinderella. And really all she wanted to do was go to the ball like her stepsisters. But luckily, Cinderella actually had a fairy godmother who let her go to the ball and gave her a beautiful dress and beautiful shoes, but also turned a pumpkin into a carriage to go to the ball. So this version is a pretty traditional story like the one that I just recapped for you. But the pictures, you can see poor Cinderella is just exhausted. So if you take this book out, you can look for all the little funny things that James Marshall adds. So that's one of the books. Another one is called Cendrillon. And Cendrillon is a Cinderella story from the Caribbean. And this one was written by Robert D. Sanssouci, and it's illustrated by Brian Pinkney. And in this story, Cendrillon, who's the Cinderella character, lives on an island, and her godmother also helps her to go to the ball. The godmother has a magic wand, but in this story, they don't use a pumpkin to travel to the ball. Instead, they use a breadfruit because that's what grows on Cendrillon's island. So you can see around the world, there have been lots and lots of versions of Cinderella, but they're all a little bit different, and they're all unique to the area that they come from. And this book, Glass Slipper, Gold Sandal, Worldwide Cinderella, kind of mixes up and puts together all of the, not all, but because there are a lot, but many of the Cinderella stories from around the world. And there's even a map that will tell you where the different stories came from. So this one was written by Paul Fleischman and illustrations are by Julie Pashkis. And if you're interested in how the Cinderella story is told throughout the world, then this is a good one to find out. Sometimes she doesn't have glass slippers. Sometimes she has embroidered fabric slippers. Sometimes she wears fancy sandals. So when you check this book out from the library, read it for inspiration, you'll see maybe you want to decorate your carriage or turn it into a breadfruit and decorate it some other way. But you can get these books at the library, and next I'll tell you about the recipes. Now, friends, don't forget, it's always more fun to bake with another person. And if you're going to be using an oven, there has to be an adult there. So always, always, always bake with an adult, because these recipes do require a hot oven to bake the muffins. So, as I told you, one was called Enchanted Pumpkin Muffins and the other are Fairy Godmother Pumpkin Puffs, but they're pretty similar. If you like pumpkins and if you like spice, if you like pumpkin and spice together, you probably will like these muffins. If you don't like one of the spices in it, you can just leave it out. You can add a little bit more sugar, whatever you would like to do to make it taste the way you like. And they were, actually, I'll show you the pictures there. They were decorated quite nicely on the recipe pages. I just put powdered sugar and cinnamon, which is recommended in one of the recipes to decorate with on mine, but it's mostly melted. So that's why mine just look brown now, but they still taste sweet. So the one in the Fairies cookbook, the pumpkin puffs, the Fairy Godmother pumpkin puffs, you can see they made theirs super fancy. And I think I like this recipe a little bit better because this one called for dried fruit. And so I put raisins and cranberries in mine, dried cranberries. And I like that because I always like adding dried fruit to it. And you could probably add dried fruit to the other one. You could put raisins or something in that one too. But if you really want to get fancy, you can put a pumpkin on top with some icing. But in either case, the recipes are pretty easy. You just mix everything up and put them in muffin tins. Bake it as the recipe says. But this one came out the time that Disney's live action Cinderella movie did, a few years ago now. And this one also has a recipe for homemade fondant. So I had a good time with that too. I had never made fondant before and I'd never used it actually. So you can have recipes for both here, the muffins and the fondant. And if you want to get really fancy, you could put the muffin inside the fondant. I did not get quite that fancy, but I did try to make some little pumpkin fondant creations. So I mixed the fondant up, used the recipe. If you wanted to, you could probably put one on top of your muffins like that. But the fondant recipe wasn't hard to do. You mix powdered sugar and butter and some light corn syrup and a little bit of salt together. And it's kind of fun because you even get to mix it and knead it with your hands. And so that was always, pretty soothing and fun to do. And then I used most of it. I used orange food coloring, red and yellow, and made it orange. And for the little bit, for the stems, I made that green. So if you feel like doing that, you can make fondant pumpkins too, if you would like. Then it's a little bit hard to see, but I took a little knife and scored them to make the lines on the pumpkin. And obviously that's something that adults should be doing, just adults. But if you would like to decorate pumpkins to go with your pumpkin muffins, you can do that too. So I hope you will enjoy the pumpkin muffins. As I said, if there's something that you don't like, you don't have to put all the spices in. But if you do like pumpkin spice, these might be the muffins for you. So when Cinderella was going to the ball, a ball is a really, 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 really fancy dance, and it was held at the palace. So that's why the fairy godmother wanted her to have a really fancy carriage to travel in. So she'll arrive in style. So these crafts are going to be absolutely unique. They're going to be one of a kind because they're going to be unique to you. You are going to be able to decorate it however you like. And for the other craft, you will actually be making the materials yourself. So your materials are going to be different than anybody else's because you're going to decorate the paper that you use. But for this one, this is your fancy carriage to go to the ball, and it's also a picture frame. I put a picture of Mr. Rogers and the caterpillar in because I thought they would certainly like to go to the ball. But you can put a picture of you can put a picture of your family, you can use it however you would like. In your kit will be this plain template, and that's what you're going to start with. And then you will need a picture that will fit in this space. So it said in the instructions it says maybe a 5x7 photo will fit well. You can either cut this out by folding this in half and snipping with your scissors and cutting out the inside, or you can print the photo out and trim the photo and glue it on that way. So once you've done that, put your picture in the middle, and then we'll give you some bibs and bobs, little things, and then you can use your magic and say bippity bobbity boo and decorate it into whatever you'd like. So I had made some little curtains on here, decorated the wheels, put some leaves on the stem. So we'll give you, besides this template, we'll give you some other papers that you can use if you want to cut things out and decorate. I used this rickrack on mine, some foam pieces, and I will warn you that some of the foam pieces are a little glittery, so if you're not a fan of glitter, you might want to try to contain those to make sure you don't get glitter everywhere. But if you do want to go fancy, you can do that too. You can cut out leaves, you can cut out a stem, you can do whatever you want to decorate, and then we'll put another piece of paper in, and you can use that if you'd like more of a frame, and glue your carriage onto that, and then it'll be yours. You can put your name on, you can put your name on the carriage, you can do it however you would like. The other carriage is actually made of decorated paper. So that's the first thing that you're going to do. We'll give you some plain paper in your kit, and you can turn it into fancy colored paper. This one I used crayons on. This one I used markers. So you can use whatever you have at home. If you have crayons, you can decorate that way. If you have markers, colored pencils, paint, whatever you would like, you just decorate it, color it however you'd like. You can put designs on. I mostly just sort of scribbled around, drew swirls, drew lines all around the paper, used several different colors. I used, on this one, I think I had orange and yellow and red, some green, some purple, maybe some blue. I just added all the colors that I could think of and just covered all the paper. So that's your first step. Put as much color on as you'd like. There's, this could be a green one if you wanted to do, you can see I cut leaves out of this one. If you want to make your pumpkin orange, you can do the orange paper. If you'd like to make your pumpkin green, you can do that too. It's up to you, however you want to decorate it. But once you've colored everything, colored all the papers that you want to color, then your next thing would be to look for this pumpkin template and cut it out. Then you will take whatever color you decide your pumpkin would be. If it's orange, you can put it on here, trace it, and then cut it out, and then you'll have an orange pumpkin with the shape. So on mine, I used the pumpkin, put on wheels, stem, leaves, these tendrils from the pumpkin vine, some windows, a door. If you wanted to put some of the flowers on from the other kit, it is the other craft rather, it is up to you. Absolutely, it's one of a kind. It's going to be your personal pumpkin carriage. Or if you'd rather not, you don't have to put on the doors and the windows or the wheels. You can just decorate it and it'll be a fancy fall pumpkin. And that's fine too. As I said, this is up to you. It's going to be completely yours. And I would love to see how you do. I would love to see how you decorate yours, what you do, all the decisions you make, and you can take a picture and send it to me by emailing kids@adamslib.org. You can come into the library and show me. You can bring your craft in. You can show me a photo. I would love to see what you come up with, because these are really kind of crafts that I like best, where everybody does their own thing and everybody's looks a little bit different. So I hope you will like that too. I hope you'll have a fun time decorating your pumpkins and making your muffins. Maybe you want to watch a Cinderella movie or read a Cinderella story. But if you can come in to get your kits, please do. Just stop by the library. We'll have them as long as they last. If you aren't able to come to the library or you don't get a kit, you can email or call, and I would be happy to send you the recipes, and you can still bake your pumpkin muffins that way. So friends, thank you very, very much for watching. Thank you as always for doing Bake a Tale with me, and I will see you next month. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.